Hello and welcome here, and welcome to Trading Within the Box. It's April Fool's Day on April 1st here. Okay, and first of all, this is not a recommendation to buy, hold, sell any stocks, options, any forex, or futures. This is an educational video only. If you'd like to purchase stocks, please contact a licensed professional or the brokerage house of your choice, and they will help you there. Okay, let's get to it. So let's go over to right now. We're going to first go over to markets here. This is at 8:15 p.m. here on April 1st. I wanted to see if the market's closed here. And we go over first, we go to the S&P 500. And what do we got going on here? We got more sellers than buyers right now interested from this area to this area, okay? So that's what we're looking at. From here, right here to here, okay? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days. What do we have here, okay? We have more sellers there. We have more sellers there. So we have more people interested in selling this market right now, okay? What do we have right now, okay? We have more people selling this market right here. Now, remember, this is a big cruise ship, so for it to take it to turn it around, it's going to take a little time and a little bit of a sideways consolidation and then a drop. So we have to really watch what's going to happen as this rally continues, okay? Now, we could get this right now. We could get the W formation here, and we could make it right up to that point at 527. Right now, closed at 522.16. Okay, so that could very, very well happen as we keep watching this market here. And let's get back to the candlesticks. And let's go over to the XLF, which is the bank basket. Now, on the bank basket, what do we have here? We come up and above. Okay, now let's look at what's happening here. We have resistance of 42.01 right in that spot right there. We came off the support. Now we got the 9-day moving average right here. So we got a little bit of a squeeze play coming here. Okay, so we did have a lot of buying as we were into this area here. Okay, now we get into here, we have a little seller, but we have more buyers and sellers. But now we have some selling coming in right at the resistance to pull us down again to this spot. Now, if we break down and we start breaking down, we'll break down to the 20-day moving average, and then we'll come up to this area and we'll see what will happen in that spot. Okay. So that's what we're waiting to see. We don't know yet. We're just right now, they're taking profits right up into the resistance spot. We go to SMH, which is semiconductors, and the volume's dying in the SMH. Look at the SMH as the volume dying here. Look at the void from where the volume is up until that little spot right up here where the average line is, okay? So we're up into this spot here, and we go right into the resistance area, and let's see, when it hit it, it tagged it almost. And then what happened? They pulled it back, but that doesn't mean anything, okay? That could very well mean that they're still buying here. Let's go over the 2-hour chart to see what's happening on the SMH. And what happened is in the pre-market, we had a surge of buying, then we pulled back, and they're still buying. We still have more buyers right now than sellers on the semiconductors, okay? That's for now, okay? They'll probably make another run at the 231.76. That remains to be seen. Right now, 227.94 right now, okay? So we're going to flip over right now to the IWM, which is the speculators. Okay, let's see what the speculators are doing. And right now, the speculators go up, we get up and above, and then we sell. Now, it's not a surprise because look what we got going on here. We came up. We pull back, we came up again, we get up and above, but we got a little bit of breakout failure here. Now we have more buyers than sellers right now, so let's see if we're going to hold this 9-day moving average. So that's what we're looking for on the IWM, and that's the speculators, okay? It looks like it's going to maybe hold, we'll see. Okay, we'll keep going over the small time frames, but really and truly, let's go over to the old world Microsoft here, and that's what we're looking at right now, because we want to go over our individual stocks as we've been following, okay? So let's go over patterns, because that's what this is. This is pattern recognition, and this is educational video, okay? So we're trying to show you on how to trade. We're not telling you what to buy or anything. We're just showing you how to trade, okay? We go to the line chart. What do we got going on here on Microsoft? We got this, possibly maybe this, and then maybe another run. Let's see how we will know that. How will we know that? We're following money. We're not predicting. We're not pretending. Okay, so we're just going to follow money. Let's go over to the 2-hour chart and break it down. And let's see what's going on. Now, here's the deal here. Now, watch the 2-hour trend change right in front of your eyes, okay? Right here, we were coming down. We were below the 2-hour chart, okay? So we came out and we were down here, okay? And right here on March 22nd, we start to March 22nd, right here, we started to fall a little bit, okay? We got under the moving average, and we know we were short at this point right here on March 25th, okay? We came down. Now, what do we have here? We break trend on the 2-hour chart, okay? Now, let's get rid of this line here, and let's watch what's going on here. So we come up, we come down. Now, watch the sellers as it's coming down right here, okay? Look at the sellers. We have a little covering right here. Look at that, okay? That's the first sign, okay? What are we looking for the second sign, okay? Now we're going to go to the line chart on the 2-hour chart. And what do we have? We have a W forming here, which we want to get the retest W like this, okay? And then we want to get the surge up through the 425.75, okay? So that's what we're looking for on Microsoft. So now watch this. Watch Microsoft as you get that little spindle, because what happens? You come up and they take the profit. Pulls back, not going to fall through for a breakout failure, okay? So it could have came up, and then boom, we sold back down. We could have a breakout failure, but that's not the case here right now. What's the case? What happened here? We're holding the line for a trend change here on the 2-hour chart. We got a little more buyer coming in. We're not out of the box, as we say, trading within the box. We're not out of that box. We want to get up and above, okay? That's what we want to do, okay? How we'll know also, let's go to a 15-minute chart also, okay? Now, let's look at the 15-minute chart. Now, on the aftermarket hours, okay, it looks like we're holding the line still. So let's see in the pre-market if they start buying and we start getting that, okay? So that's something we're going to have to wait and see until tomorrow, okay? Let's go over to now. Let me just show you something on the weekly chart before we go over to Apple. Now, look at the weekly chart on Microsoft, okay? Now, you way away from this moving average here. So let's see if we're going to kind of like go like that, and then hit it and then maybe run. Let's see, okay? So we have more buyers, right, on the weekly chart than we have sellers, okay? So that's what we're looking at right now, okay? Let's go over to Apple, and we'll start with the weekly chart on Apple. And as we go along, look at Apple now. Look at Apple hitting support. Now, Apple's hitting support on a weekly chart, okay? And we have a little bit of retest coming there. Let's go to the daily chart, okay? Let's look at the daily chart. Now, on the daily chart, we're basing here, okay? Look how we're basing right at a support level. We're holding the line here on a support level. We could be trading right now within the box, okay, like that, okay? Where we come up, come back, come up, then we fail and we come back down. That's very possible. We could be in a sideways consolidation. But as we go into a sideways consolidation, do we get the accumulation for buying? And that's something that remains to be seen, okay? So right now we're at support on a 2-hour chart. Same thing. Let's see, okay? Right now, we do have a mixed bag here, okay? We have a mixed bag. 15-minute chart, let's check it out. We're not being supported right now on a 15-minute chart. So we're trying to break it down to see what they're going to do, okay? Now, on the aftermarket hours, they did not support this, okay, for a short-term trade. Okay, they're not supporting it, okay? Now, as we go here, let's see if we're going to get a W formation, and let's see. Let's see if we get this kind of thing going on. We get this, and then we get this. Let's see, or are we going to break down? Okay, that's something that remains to be seen. We have to follow the money, so we don't know for sure yet, okay? Let's go to NVIDIA, and let's get the correct NVDA. Okay. I could just flip to them quick, but I want to show you how we type the symbols in so you know which symbols we're looking at, okay? So here we are in a sideways consolidation, and I'm not surprised right now, okay? I'm not surprised. Let's see. We have a doji right now, okay? We have a huge doji. Look at this. Now, remember the Friday hype where we came in right in this area, and I told you we were going to fail right into that spot because why? The high volume, okay, of sellers right in that spot, okay? Boom, slam right into resistance. Now we get some dojis of some buyers holding here. Let's see. and let's go to the 2-hour chart where we could always see what's going to happen here, okay? We're under the moving average, okay? Let's see. We got 1, 2, we're 3. Let's see now. Right now, we're still under the moving average on the 2-hour chart, so we're not 100% supported yet. We still have a little more seller than buying, but we have a little less selling and a little more steady buying coming in, but we have no trend change on the 2-hour chart yet here, okay? So let's go over the weekly chart on NVIDIA because we just finished the week. And there's still a lot more buyers and sellers. But look how far away you are from the moving average and the 9-day moving average here, okay? Look at this, okay? So look how far away. When you're far away, you're going to come back at one point, okay? It's going to catch up and you'll come back to it, okay? That's something that you're going to continuously, monitor as you're in this sideways consolidation. Now, on NVIDIA, check this out. Look where you are. You're trading within the box. You're in a sideways consolidation. Let's see if we hit support, then we make another run here, okay? And we could be going sideways for a little while for a distribution. Remember, this made a massive run on NVIDIA. Look at the massive run down here. When it started around January 5th, 2024, and then the engulfing was on January 8th, and the big buyers came in on January 8th and January 9th, and boom, okay? So always look at that when you're looking at these stocks. Always look at what kind of a run did it make so that you don't get fooled into how far stretched out you are too. So that's a visual thing, that's a common sense situation too, okay? Now on Amazon, you got dojis here on the daily chart for Friday and today, okay? So remember, we're coming back from a holiday weekend here, okay? And look at this now. Now you're in resistance at 180.95, and the next resistance level is going to be 184.11. Okay, so always know where your resistance and your support levels are, because and you want to know on a 2-hour chart where your support. Now you hit support. Now watch the W forming. See it right there. Look at the W forming on Amazon. So I want to see if you're going to get an engulfing up to the 182.31 area. Okay, let's see if they're going to do that. Okay, so just following them again. Remember what we're doing, we're following. Now look at the sellers here, okay, on Amazon on a 2-hour chart. Look how many more sellers than buyers you have here. Even though you're at support and you can get an engulfing back up to the spot here, okay, it could very well happen. Remember, you're holding the line. You're still in that uptrend on the 2-hour chart. You do have some more people interested in selling right now. Okay, so that's something. And you got a bunch of dojis as you're coming into this area because you don't have the engulfing and stuff. So let's see if they're going to pull it back. Okay, let's see, if they make that another run and then they pull it back, but that could be days away. Okay, let's go to the GDX, and that's the gold miners. Look at the gold miners now popping their head above here. Okay, now on Friday we were over here on March 28th. We pop our heads above the 31.91, okay, on GDX, okay? Let's go over the 2-hour chart. I want to see if there's more buyers and sellers, and we're in an uptrend on the 2-hour chart right now, okay? So that's what we're doing. Want to see, we have more profit takers up in this spot. So at this spot at 32.33, okay, as we pulled back, we're still holding the line, but we have a lot more sellers than buyers right now. So we could get a little bit of a pullback. I'm not saying it's going to sell off or anything like that. We're still in an uptrend, okay? But we had the sideways consolidation. Look at the side. Watch this. Remember the sideways consolidation breakouts, they're pretty powerful and they're pretty solid. See how long that was? So when you measure them up, you got that upside right there, okay? So that's what you're looking for in the visuals, okay? Caterpillar. Let's go over to Caterpillar, and we got about 10 minutes left here, okay? On Caterpillar, look how you popped up, okay? You popped up and above. Let's do a little volume analysis, okay? Let's go over to March 22nd, 2.052 million shares, okay? We're going into that area with 2.26. So coming in with a little bit of lighter volume, so you could get that little pullback. And I'm talking about a pullback to the moving average or to support at 356.55. Now look at this. Look at this. Now, as we stochastic crossing over But remember what I said. You can get that pullback. Remember what I just said. Now you come below the moving average on Caterpillar, okay, but you have more buyers than sellers. Look at the buyers right there. Okay, you have more buyers, and you have more buyers right there. You have a little seller coming in here, but you have more buyers than sellers on Caterpillar. So that you're gonna write in your book, and that's how you're gonna follow it. Okay, I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm just showing you patterns. Okay. So I'm telling now, as this pulls back, this could possibly pull back, okay? And it could possibly pull back to the moving average area. So you want to give yourself like an imaginary area, okay, as this pulls back, okay? You want to see if it's going to hold and then it's still solid for the uptrend, okay? So remember what we were just talking about. Go over to Costco, the big dog on the block. And what's up with Costco? Now we have a break step pattern for a short here, okay? You had the sideways consolidation, and then boom, look at that. They shorted it, okay? They shorted it. Now, we came up, and this is not a surprise. Why is this not a surprise when you're looking at this, okay? We come into this area, okay? Now, let's put a Fibonacci on the candlestick, okay? We could always do that, okay? There's why not? Okay, we want to know when we had the Fibonacci, okay, when we came back down to this area right here, okay? Now, we got it right on this candlestick on March 8th. We're going to put the Fibonacci. So we came up to 786, right? So we come back down, right, into this spot. Now, we want to know if we're going to hold here. Now, we were going to hold at the 236 retracement level, and then, boom, we busted it down, okay? Now, let's take the Fibonacci and do it this way. Let's take it from the top to the bottom, from this little point where we were. Now watch this. Look at this. Now we break below, but we're going into this area here. So we're going right into the March 11th candlestick, okay? Right into that spot. But we're coming back with the lighter volume. Okay, let's just always look at the volume because we want to know the Fibonacci will give us a little support and resistance at times, okay? Not always, but it will, okay? And as we go into the volume analysis, we're going right now, we're into the March 12th candlestick, 3.727 million shares, and we're into that with 1.6. So we're going into this area, which is support right at this spot at 1761. So we're going to see if we're going to hold right there. Let's go over to the 2-hour chart and see what the story is. And on the 2-hour chart, we're breaking down. So we had a sideways consolidation and boom, and now we got the breakdown a little bit, okay? So we got the sellers. Look at the sellers in there, right there. Sideways consolidation, boom, we got the sellers. Now, I could get a little pop to the upside. Let's see if they sell into that, okay? That's going to be, let's go over the 15-minute chart right now and look how they're not supporting this on the smaller time frames, okay? You go over to the daily chart, and that's exactly what we have going on here, okay? Let's go over to the weekly chart on Costco. Now, on Costco, on the weekly chart, you're holding the line here right on the 9-day moving average. Let's see if that holds there at one point. Now, it could bust below it and then hold it. You know, we're not done with the week yet. We just started, okay? Now, on Tesla, let's go over to Tesla. Now, Tesla... there was a lot of good news, okay? But look at the weekly chart. We got one peak, we got two peaks, we got three peaks. Now we're at the fourth peak on Tesla, and we're holding support. We're at support, okay? We're at support from the May 15, 2023 candlestick, and we're also in the May 1st, 2003 candlestick, and we're also into the April 24, 2003 candlestick, okay? As we're going into that area, okay? Now, I'm talking on the weekly chart here. So as you look at the April 24, 2023 candlestick, 664 million shares coming down into that area with 502, okay? So you're coming into this area with lighter volume. So on the weekly chart at one point, you're going to look for a W formation here. You're going to look for it to hold this spot and then come back up. You're still in a downtrend on the weekly chart, okay, on Tesla, okay? You're still in that spot right there. And on a daily chart, okay, you come off support, and now there's more sellers than buyers still here. On a 2-hour chart, okay, look at the 2-hour chart. Now, what do you got going on here? You still have a little more sellers than buyers here, okay, on Tesla. So this could pull back. And, let's see if this pulls back a little bit, okay, or if it holds. Now, I have a capitulation candlestick here today, okay, but you still have a lower close, okay? So we still have more sellers than buyers. Let's go over to Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs now, we have about 5, 6, 7 minutes left. And on Goldman Sachs, you're pulling back now again, okay? Now, you're coming into this candlestick here from March 21st with 4.61 million shares. Now, you're coming into that spot with 1.86 million shares, okay? 4.6186 million shares, okay? So let's go over the 2-hour chart. And as the great late survey says, right? Okay, here we go. Now we're pulling back on the 2-hour chart, what Richard Dawson would say. Survey says, right? We have a sideways consolidation, and boom, let's see if we're going to break down, okay? Let's see if we're going to break down here to the next level of support at 407.97. You're at 413.51 right now, okay? Let's go to Home Depot on a 2-hour chart right now on Home Depot, and look how today they sold this off. And look at Home Depot. Look at that. Look at that's a velocity candlestick here. Okay, and now you're at support. Okay, right there. Okay, so look how you're in that spot and you're coming down. Now you have look at this right here. You're at support at 380, 368.25. Okay, let's see if they bounce this up to the 373.83. You have a lot more sellers than buyers on Home Depot right now. A lot more sellers than buyers, okay? So that's what we're looking at on Home Depot. Let's go over to really fast because we got to wrap this up. We got somebody waiting for us. We have UUP, and we have the breakout today up to the upside, okay? So on the U.S. dollar, come up and above and we break the resistance level. So we'll be heading to the 28.39. 59, I'm sorry, and the 28.60. Okay, TLT, let's go over to the bonds, the 20-year bond, treasury bond, and we break down. So we come up, and this happens all the time with this. We get up into this area, and then we sell off right into that spot. So we get the breakout failure, and now we're at support again, okay, on the TLT, okay. Dominion Energy right here with the engulfing on March 27th, and we get the capitulation candlestick to head towards 49.64. Let's go over to 2-hour chart. Actually, it's a 3-hour chart. Let's go over to 2-hour chart right here. And Richard Dawson, survey says what he used to say. We got the crossover, and what do we have here? We got much more buyers than sellers right now on Dominion Energy right here. Okay, we have much more buyers than sellers. McDonald's 2-hour chart. Okay. What's happening with McDonald's? And on McDonald's, we got a little sell-off, but we got the capitulation. Now, what are we doing with McDonald's here? We're way below, and it's not being supported right now, but we're holding this area right here, okay? We're holding this spot. This is a major support level, but we have a squeeze play. Look at the pennant formation right there. Boom. So we're going to squeeze below or we're going to squeeze up, okay? The volume a lot of times will tell you whether you're going to squeeze up or you're going to squeeze down. Right now, more sellers, okay, than buyers right now. McDonald's on the daily chart. Okay, let's go to Coca-Cola. We're almost done here. Coca-Cola not being supported on the 2-hour chart. But we got up and above and we were in resistance. Now, this is not a surprise. Boom. Slammed right into resistance. Then the profit taking. It's not a surprise. You came up to it once right there. And then, boom, they slammed it. That's a supply area right there, okay? Boom, right into that spot. And where was that spot? That was at 61.28. Okay, it could have been a little higher, too, because it reached up into that 61.39, 61.42 range, okay? Let's go over to the last one with Procter & Gamble, as we've been following. And we're probably, again, everything's getting tired up here. Okay, look at the 2-hour chart. And on the 2-hour chart, we're breaking down again on the Procter & Gamble a little bit, okay? Let's go over to the daily chart. But we're at support, so they're holding it right now. But you have a little more sellers than buyers. And what do you have on Procter & Gamble here? Okay, now watch this, because we're right into resistance right there. Let's stretch this baby out, okay? What do we have going on here? What's the channel all about? Trading within the box, okay? So we have distribution up here, okay? So we're going to see, okay? We're going to hold, we're going to stay in the box, we're going to break down, okay? That remains to be seen. With that said, I want to thank everybody for coming. Please like, subscribe, and share my channel if you like the content. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.